the Earth actually passed through the fiery tail of Halley's Comet. But nothing actually happened. It was no more dangerous than this. That which we do not understand sometimes causes apprehension. There have been over 2,000 flying saucer sightings, but no one was ever reported injured by one. And yet, has there been any phenomenon in our time that has stimulated so much speculation? Are saucers real, possibly a threat to our civilization? Or are they, like Halley's Comet, just one more harmless phenomenon of the skies?
Your dad has been watching the stars for so many years that he's forgotten what's going on here on Earth.
He has not. He's a great astronomer, and he's a very smart man.
Barbara, look.
Seth, what is it? Big ball of fire. So bright. And moving so fast.
Too fast for a plane, and it couldn't be a weather balloon.
Steph, I'm scared.
I never thought I'd see one.
And moving so fast.
Too fast for a plane, and it couldn't be a weather balloon.
Steph, I'm scared.
I never thought I'd see one.
What was it?
A flying saucer. We saw a flying saucer, Barbara.
Do you think it was a flying saucer?
In the age scale of the universe, the Earth is but a young planet. The people are hardly past the brink of civilization. In my humble opinion, I wonder if it is for us to say what is possible and what is not possible. Yet I saw it with my own eyes, as did you.
My father says there's no such thing as a flying saucer, and he's an expert.
Is he?
Are you suggesting I'm lying?
No. No, I'm merely suggesting that you've been the victims of an optical illusion. Both of you.
I know an illusion when I see one.
Now, just a minute. An optical illusion has a basis of scientific fact. And I find that much easier to believe than science fiction fantasies such as flying saucers.
Well, I don't. In fact, to see an optical illusion from the top of a mountain in a clear cloudless sky, when the temperatures are less than 72 degrees, is more ridiculous than to see a flying saucer capable of speeds of 2,000 miles per hour and right-angle turns.
Despite the fact the human body can't stand that acceleration?
Dr. Arnold, only a few generations ago, it was believed that the human body couldn't withstand speeds of 100 miles an hour. That was believed by the top scientists of their day. And in their day, they were just as brilliant and just as smug as...
Seth, please.
That's the word, smug, sir.
Stop it. Stop it. You just called it a flying saucer. Does that mean you really think it is?
Of course he does. Anybody who saw it would, except maybe your dad. Mr. Gallion, what did you see? I mean exactly.
I saw it as you did. A huge fireball.
Fireball, that's what worries me. The heat. The passengers, wouldn't they burn up?
Perhaps the answer lies in some kind of compensating metal employed in the inside of a craft. Perhaps it's capable of converting the exterior heat energy into refrigeration for the inside.
Sure, why not?
But what about the high speeds and the sharp right-angle turns? Dad says a human being couldn't possibly withstand it.
With due respect to your father, has he never considered the possibility of a self-contained gravity, independent of the gravitational pull of the planet?
Sure. Any civilization capable of developing spaceships could certainly generate gravity in a flying saucer.
I like your enthusiasm, young man. Your curiosity, your refusal to admit defeat of your own convictions.
Wake up this sleepy little planet to the fact that we're being invaded by alien life forms. I'm going to interview everybody I can who's ever seen a flying saucer.
Stubbornly convinced that flying saucers are actually spacecraft carrying beings from another world, possibly to invade the Earth, Seth begins gathering evidence to prove his conviction. With Barbara's help, he films and interviews an electronics expert, a man who has been receiving strange radio signals from outer space, and is convinced messages are being transmitted from another world in an attempt to establish contact with the Earth. Anticipating those who might be skeptical of the integrity of the interviewees, Seth questioned a minister who had sighted an unusual object in the sky while driving on a Wyoming highway one night. Drawing a sketch of the object, indicating its size in relation to the highway, he described it as emitting a multicolored glow which illuminated the entire area. An airline's pilot, a qualified aerial observer with over 11,000 hours flying in the twilight from Salt Lake City to Los Angeles, sighted a bright light appearing through the upper right-hand corner of his windshield. He stated that the light split into 3 lights, which made a 180-degree arc and returned to the original position in relation to his windshield. When asked what the consensus was among pilots concerning the existence of flying saucers, he stated,
"Well, those who have seen them definitely believe in them, but those who haven't made any sightings..."
Testing grounds for America's deadliest and most secret weapons. Former radar section chief of White Sands, New Mexico, recounted an experience while tracking with radar a whack corporal rocket as it climbed straight up. At 85 miles after the booster jettisoned out, 2 objects suddenly appeared alongside the rocket and followed it to an altitude of 110 miles. 2 other radar scopes confirmed the presence of the objects, and a camera mounted on the rocket itself recorded on film 2 blobs of light in the same reported position. An airways operator inspector in charge of control tower operations stated he had sighted some 500 unidentified flying objects during his 8 years at International Airport. Blips or bogies, small points of light indicating an object capable of reflecting the radar beam. He reported sighting as many as 25 to 30 objects simultaneously. Objects moving 25 to 100 miles per hour, too fast for birds and too slow for aircraft. A retired Air Force captain told of seeing a number of lights in the sky while at Mount Palomar in California. He estimated their speed at well over 2,000 miles per hour, while maneuvering with abrupt right-angle turns. For more than 4 straight hours, the captain voluntarily underwent lie detector tests, after which an internationally known polygraph expert rendered this opinion.
In my opinion, Major Mays spoke the truth when he stated that he had sighted unidentified objects at Mount Palomar last Saturday.
Several days later, the finished documentary was shown to Dr. Arnold. Seth was confident that his convictions had been justified.
Well, what do you think now, Dr. Arnold?
Oh, it's interesting. Very interesting.
Well, is that all? Just very interesting?
Not quite. Also misleading.
Misleading?
More opinion than fact.
Well, you can't disregard the opinions of trained observers, pilots, radar operators.
All right. Let's take them one by one. First, the radio signals received from another world. Hydrogen particles exploding in outer space will produce the same effect. And the 2 objects that appeared to follow the whack corporal rocket, nothing more than exhaust gases.
Exhaust gases?
They appeared at 85 miles altitude where there is no appreciable air resistance to disperse them. Then they continued on at the approximate same speed in the same direction, following the rocket.
The sketch of the object sighted by the minister resembles very closely an advanced type of aircraft, now being made in Canada.
It's a layer of cold air on top of a warm one. The benzene is the cold air, and the acetone is the warm layer. Now, the point where they mingle, that's temperature inversion. A lens, so to speak, reflecting a source of light. In your case, where it could have been a beacon light, or maybe just an automobile light.
We hasten to tell you that for fear you'll start suspecting that your next-door neighbor is really a visitor from Mars. But we trust you've seen enough evidence, both pro and con, to convince you there's really nothing to fear under the protective shell of our atmosphere, even from flying saucers. By the way, are you sure you know where your neighbor did come from?